Hello and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 516. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the man on the ones and twos. It is Paul D. Spawn.
What up, people? How we doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, no complaints.
No complaints other than the back, but don't worry.
I mean, yeah, that's just from carrying you a lot. It's fun.
Yeah, carrying us, though. We don't play games together. What are you talking about?
I mean,
was
just
the
real
last
life.
time we played a game?
Halo Community Night.
No, Schedule One.
Oh, Schedule One. Yeah, true.
That long ago. It wasn't that long.
Jesus Christ. And of course, the one and only Too Fresh Crash. Crash, hello.
Hello. No, how are you? I feel slighted. That's how I feel.
Crash.
That is how I am right now. Yes.
Crash. No one cares. We're doing a podcast. Move on.
Thank you. That's more like it. If you didn't know, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, right here on youtube.com/MyXboxandMe and all podcast services. You can find us everywhere at MXAM. You support us financially over on patreon.com/MCFixer. And do not forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitch, and most importantly, drop us a podcast review. We'll get into those a bit later on in the show. Topic of the show this week, boys. Borderlands 4, a game that I know you guys are not that hot on, anyway, but it's a series that is near and dear to my heart. It's currently going through a bit of a controversy due to the one and only Mr. Randy Pitchford, a man that is, of course, what's the right word for this? I want to try to be as professional as possible.
I've got a word, but I don't think we could use it on here.
No, yeah, I want to use the right word for this. He's out there. He's an out there character, as it is. Obviously, a magician and things of that nature. He's gone on Twitter and has been responding to fans and things of that nature. First of all, he did okay. He did an okay job. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but he did all right. He was asked about the price of Borderlands 4 and how much it would cost. And the first statement that came out was very much along the lines of like, I'm not the publisher. I don't get to set the price, etc., etc. Then I believe he was asked again, and he gave this statement, which was along the lines, I'm going to paraphrase, but it was on the lines of real fans will find a way to be able to afford $80. He has now taken that back with the quote of nobody likes to be taken for granted, and it was not my intent, end quote. There's a lot more to go along with this, but he came out with a whole statement being like, oh, back in my local days, I went to a store and had to save up for Starfire on the Sega Genesis, and it cost $80 and yada, yada, yada. And like, I think people are just like, bro, don't tell me what to do with my money. You're a multi-millionaire, rich corporate head. How dare you? How dare you? Go on, Crash.
It's the boomer thing of saying like, oh, you shouldn't buy. The reason you're poor is because you're buying Starbucks. It's not that everything in life costs more expensive. So an $80 game today is literally not the same as an $80 game back then. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, no, of course not. But yeah, it's interesting, right? Because Borderlands 4, I've seen the numbers that came out. I don't know if you guys see it just before this this controversy came out. It was like Borderlands 2 is the best selling Take-Two game ever. Like, we're not counting. I don't believe they count GTA in that. It might be Gear. No, I think it was Take-Two. No, it was definitely Take-Two. I think it was like the best Take-Two game ever. I'm guessing that doesn't count GTA, which must be under its own Rockstar banner or something like that, right? Okay. But that includes like all the sports games and things like that. So it's NBA and all that. That was number one game, and then Borderlands 3 sold really well as well. So I feel like they've got a little bit overconfident when it comes to Borderlands. And then these statements have come out, which has literally thrown the internet into a tizzy. I just popped off my little X tweet the other day, just being like, I'm not panicked. I don't. So currently, the old community manager for 2K, who I would usually converse with to get codes for games and things like that, no longer works there. So I don't actually know anybody who works at 2K at the moment. I am not paying $80 for Borderlands 4. Like, it's not happening. And there's no way on God's given earth I'm convincing Crash to pay $80 for Borderlands 4. I can convince you to get it at 60. I can't convince you at 80.
Here's the thing. I was on the fence. I saw this comment. I was like, there's no way to play with Fix, Haley, or whoever whoever were to come down, heaven, hell, whatever the case is, I'm not paying $80.
Jesus Christ himself could come down to play Borderlands with you. You're still not doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Absolutely not. After that comment, I was like, yeah, I'm good. There's no way.
Yeah. No, they've definitely shot themselves in the foot, but
it was an irrelevant comment to make because all he had to say, he started it off perfectly of like, I don't set the price. You didn't have to say real fans, anything else. Like, it's just it. To be fair, it is a Randy Pitchford thing to do where it's you say something and then you just keep talking and you gotta word vomit something until you end up in a hole yourself.
That man loves the taste of toes because he loves putting his foot in his mouth.
Yeah.
And we do not judge. And we do not judge.
I know, we don't king shame. We don't king shame. Yeah.
It's a shame though, because like the conversation around the game beforehand was actually they're doing a lot of the right things for Borderlands 4, especially for like the Borderlands 2 fans and things of that nature. But this is just absolutely killed it. Go on, D-Spawn. Sound like you had something to say. Hit me.
So just an early comment. It is Borderlands 2 shipped is the 8.5 million, I think, recently, and it is the best-selling 2K games game. So not Take-Two, which is the parent company.
2K games. Gotcha. There you go.
So yeah, bigger than all of the. I think it's 30 million overall, but I think it's just recent sales of 8.5. But yeah, this is just oh man, Randy, why do you keep doing this? It's like,
did you guys?
Go on.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you guys see the comment of him responding to Devolver Digital as well?
No, but I can't wait for this.
Devolver Digital tweeted out because they have a game Myco Punk coming out, and I have the tweet in front of me. Devolver Digital tweeted out, "You're going to be able to buy Myco Punk for you and 3 friends for the price of 1 copy of Borderlands 4." And his response to that is, "Myco Punk is cheaper than a point of meth. Probably has fewer side effects too."
Okay.
This
and it's just it's why is the question.
Why is he like this? Stick to magic and stay away from microphones and Twitter. Yeah, Randy does not do himself or his company any favors. It is horrifically gross to say that real fans will find the money in a cost of living crisis. It's like that's saying that people who are struggling are not real fans. I think there was a really nice rebuttal from one of the guys from Larian Studios, I believe, who followed it up, but he was very much like, yeah, it is gross to say that you're not a real fan if you can't find the money. I think, yeah, in this kind of day and age, it's like people have got better things to spend $80 on, like food and bills. And if they have, if they have to make those, if they have to make those choices, then that doesn't stop you being a real fan. I think that guy kind of expanded on it, saying like real fans are the people that are there supporting, like online. They're the loudest. They're doing the fan arts, the cosplays, all that. That's what makes a real fan, is the people that support it, not just by purchasing it, but by being the vocal like voice behind the games. And yeah, to say that you're not a real fan just because you can't afford it is very gross. And I agree. I think it's gross to say that the only way you can call yourself a real fan is by shelling out money that you might not be able to afford.
It comes off as predatory in a way that I don't think he meant, but it is like, oh, they're willing to be predatory to their most hardcore fan base, which we've seen time and time again companies do, and it's always a gross thing, but it seems like he's very much in the front of it. Like, real fans will pay the $80 or whatever the case is, and yeah, I completely echo everything you said right there.
Now, I've got a question. Yeah. What do you think people are going to do if it is actually $80?
It won't be now.
Yeah, there's no way that this can launch.
Even if it was, sorry to change your question, but even if it was $80, it will not be $80 now. They might do a $70 price point or a $75 now, or whatever it may have. Like there is no way this launches at $80 now. Or the only way it does is if it's with a
collector's edition,
bundles,
DLC,
exactly. Which they were going to have anyway.
Yeah.
Which they were going to have with this.
Yeah.
Here's 7 shift keys you get with it, and this skin, and blah 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 blah. But whatever. But if it does launch at this, I just think it's a case of be prepared to be hurt in their pockets. Was what I would say. I just think people have had enough nowadays, and we live in such a different world than we did back when Borderlands 2 and 3 came out. Like, the level of quality from games have gone up so much since back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many free-to-play games that are out there now that take up your time that you don't need to spend $80 on Borderlands 4 because you can spend whatever it is you want to spend in your Fortnites or whatever other game, insert title here. Not only that, look across the board of like games that have come out, right? Like we've been talking about Clair Obscur. They're very different games, but just stick with me. Like Clair Obscur, $50. Game of the Year contender. Blueprints, $25. Game of the Year contender. Let's say hypothetically, I haven't played it yet, but Doom's out on Game Pass. Like, there's so much more out there that you can get for your money nowadays that saying stupid shit like this, all it does is rub people the wrong way. And I understand, I don't agree with anything that this man has said, but I as someone who puts their foot in their mouth quite often, I sometimes sit back and go, okay, where was you trying to get to with that statement? What was you trying to say? I think what he was trying to say was, if people really like Borderlands, they'll find a way to be able to afford it. That's what I think he was trying to say. Now, does that still come off in the wrong way? Sure, because he's a multi-millionaire in one of the largest companies in video games. Sure, but at least that would be a little bit more digestible to go, I don't like what you said, but I understand what you're saying. Okay, I might go and take... I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but I might go and get my pop calls and go, okay, well, I really want Borderlands, so I'm going to sell 3 of these pop calls, so it only cost me the 50 that I was expecting, hypothetically speaking. I can get my mind around that a little bit, but when you say things like true fan, so wait, am I not a true fan? I played every single Borderlands game. I've got a collector's edition. I've got a bloody pony from Borderlands 3. I've played the Telltale games. I've convinced my friends to buy these games who don't even like it. Am I not a real fan?
No.
Like
Apparently not.
So, and I'm not paying. I swear to you, there is no way on God's given earth that I am paying $80 for this game now. No way.
Especially when you consider, like, historically, like, Borderlands games are on sale so fast, so often. Like, I think I own like all of them so far. And I honestly don't think I've spent more than £20 on a single one of them. I was like, so why would...
If you wait long enough for a Borderlands game, you can buy it bundled up with all the DLC characters, all the bonus characters that come out. And just get a better version of the game as well.
Yeah.
And we just live in a world where like these games are not lasting as long as they used to. We could see it hit a Game Pass in a year's time. It's like, no disrespect, but like I needed to beat Clair Obscur to be in that conversation.
No one needs to be in the conversation.
Do I need to be in the conversation? I don't think Borderlands 4 is going to be moving the needle on storytelling in games. No, it's going to be crude jokes that I'm going to enjoy. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not going to enjoy this game because I definitely am.
Yeah.
But I'm not, think about it from my perspective, right? I need to buy 2 copies of this game. So back in the day, I was paying £120, £60 each. And I was like, bro, that's okay, not bad. What's 280s? I don't even know the maths on that. Too much money. £160? £160? No chance. I'm not paying £160 to play for 2 copies for me and my partner to play this game together. No way. Not happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we'll see
Good
what
luck,
happens
Randy.
with this.
We're wishing the best for you.
I mean, but you know what? The one thing we didn't touch on, which I will say, I feel terrible for the developers for this.
Oh, 100%.
Because why is it every single time the developers are the ones slaving away at work, they're the ones missing time with their families, they're the one probably in crunch right now, making sure it's being polished, getting ready to go gold, and they're not the ones coming out being like, hey, real fans, you better buy this. Like, they're the ones that are going to suffer from this, though, because of layoffs when this game doesn't do well. And it's like, there's that weird thing where you're like, well, I want to support this because I want to support the team who make a great game, but I don't want to support what a certain individual. One individual has said something something stupid, which is going to have a knock-on effect in such a big way now. Yeah, it's mental. It's absolutely mental.
Yeah, it's the rough thing about having somebody be such the face of a company or something like that, and that is what Randy Pitchford has been for a while, and it's not the first time. But this seems like it might be the most impactful because in general, just conversations on pricing for games is also just very volatile right now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very it's
Nintendo-
very much in the mindset right now as well. It's like to come out and be like, yeah, real fans should pay this much. It's like, man, read the room.
You don't know what the price is, which you do know what the price is. There's not bullshit. But
Yeah.
there's even if you have to outwardly be like, I'm not sure what price it's going to be, leave it at that. Why
Yeah.
would you need to say anything more than that?
Yeah, even if he had it in writing that this is definitely the price, like I don't like he's right in what he said before. He's like, I don't set the price; it's the publisher. It's like, just say that. Just say, I don't set the price; it's up to the publisher. They'll let us know when it's ready to be published. Don't say anything else.
He's not marketing. It's not his job to sell us on the price point
No.
at all. It's not on him.
No.
But,
He's there to sell us the gameplay experience and the game that they're making, and show us that it's worth $80.
He's
then-
He's not even there for that.
No, but
He's
no, you're right.
there to whenever they have the Borderlands showcase, whatever, to get on stage and do a magic trick. That's what Randy Pitchford's there
That's
for.
how we need. Yeah. Get on stage, do a magic trick, and shout at the guy trying to run the laptop in the background.
We don't even want the magic trick. Just
No, we don't.
He has to be there for the magic trick. Let's not take away
Yeah.
his thing.
What else will he do? We could go on Twitter and complain about it.
Yeah, I get it. It is a shame. It is a shame, but I get it. I do get it. All right, let's move on to what's been in your box, boys. Crash, we'll start with you. What you been playing?
I finished Clair Obscur. Finished. Completed.
Oh my god.
100%ed.
Yeah.
All the side content, everything.
Not 100% in that side content.
Are you clapping yourself? Are you clapping yourself? That's
I'm
crazy.
clapping myself, yeah.
That's
I'm
crazy.
proud of
That's
myself.
crazy.
I
That is
respect it.
crazy.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
I saw you clapping and I wasn't even thinking about it. My hands just like naturally, you know.
Yeah, like well, we're
you-
clapping.
is that-
I'm in. What's going on?
Yeah.
Is that the first game you've beaten this year?
I want to say yes.
5 months in. This is the first game you've beaten this year.
I want to say yes.
Are you gonna
I
say
feel like that's
yes?
wrong, but I want to say yes.
It sounds like he's saying yes, people. Not like he's saying
Interesting.
yes.
Interesting. Look, hey, you do you, big dog, but that's interesting. So thoughts? Talk to me. How you feeling now?
Narratively an amazing game. I think the deeper I got, the issues that I've had about loadouts and stuff like that, I do think those are persistent and continue to become more persistent, but they're never such a big takeaway that it like negates my experience with the game. Just something that's more and more prominent. I think enemy designs and designs in general throughout that game are all phenomenal. They do feel a little bit on their last leg towards the end where you feel like they're not as creative, and it might be because you've gotten so used to seeing that world that the designs they have aren't as impactful, or it's like, hey, we need enemies for this final area we just worked on. What can we get together? And I lean more towards that than
it does the thing of like all games do, right? Where it's like, we're going to throw everything at you at the end. Take this and this and this. I'm like, okay, just get out of my way, man. Just let me get the shiny thing over there and then let me get to where I need to go to, okay? Move.
Which, to be fair, like that ending bit could have been bigger if they had wanted it to be, which it is still a relatively tight experience, which I was thankful for. And they do have other from the bits that I've done of like the side content, they do have other new enemies that you can fight in other areas during that ending bit, which I think is cool. I think they did that in a very cool way of like Act 3 is bigger than it would seem if you just do that main story content, because you have all the side content. I think it's one of the best ways I've experienced that, because whenever I get to an Act 3, usually I'm like, I want to get to the end of the game because that is like the most hype part. And then a lot of games are like, here's a whole nother act, have fun with another 40, 20, whatever hours the acts are for that specific game. So I feel like they handled that really well. Voice acting, which we've talked about, like from start to finish is phenomenal. Narrative from start to finish is phenomenal, bar a few exceptions, which I think are more pet peeves of mine than they are like actual issues. Really, really, really impressed with this game, especially it's their first game. I can't wait to see what they choose to do next, what comes from them.
There's so much we can say on this, but we are going to have a spoiler cast for it, so make sure you keep it locked to the YouTube channel. Let us know in the Discord if you want it to be a separate podcast on here as a spoiler cast, or if you want it, I don't know what we're gonna do with that. So let us know if you want it on the podcast feed or not. But yeah, I'm glad you finished it, because it's going to be a very important game when it comes to the end of the year. So, yes. Anything else you've been playing?
I've been playing a little bit more Warframe. They have a new content update, so I've just been like prepping for that a little bit. I've been playing something else that I can't recall, so it's obviously not very important that I've been playing it.
Fair enough. It's back to Smite, everyone. It's got
No,
to Smite.
Can I tell you, I have not. So none of my friends. I've played Repo. That's what it is, and I've been having a blast with Repo. Repo is amazing, and we still have to do a stream on the MXAM page at some point for Repo.
We do. Yeah. So I've been watching a lot of like Repo streams recently, just in like while I'm working on the background. I need to get we need to do it. It has to happen.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. Fix, you'll enjoy it a lot more than however much you enjoyed Lethal Company by like miles. And
I would, but what's the time?
This is such a you game too, so you acting like this bothers me so much. Yeah, Repo is very, very good. I recommend if any of you guys have friend groups that want to play it, I recommend you play it.
What's a friend group? Have you guys?
I don't know. I've heard people talk
work
about
acquaintances.
Work acquaintances. That's it. Yeah.
D-Spawn, on to you. What you been playing, bro?
A couple of things I don't really want to talk about because it's spoil stuff. But one thing I did do, I finished Wonderstop. So it's a game I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. That game is going to be in my Game of the Year category just for the impact it's had on me. As somebody who's dealt with like burnout and like overworking, like that game does such a fantastic job of like portraying that and like telling a story within that kind of remit, but also being a like kind of like cozy game, but not in the same instance. Like the story is one of my favorite parts about the game. Yeah, if you've got the time, play it. Like it is phenomenal. Like it's from the same guys from Stanley Parable, so the writing is going to be good, and I can attest to that fact. It is very, very good. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of that, finished that, and yeah, just painting my house, so not really playing games.
Fair enough. So no one's played Doom anymore. Everyone played Doom that first weekend and dropped it?
Yeah, just like
Fix, you for sure played Doom, right? Because 2 weeks now you've played Doom, at least like 2 chapters.
Yeah.
In my defense,
I can't wait for this.
But I haven't played Doom. But you guys spoke so negatively about it that I just thought no point wasting my time.
Come on.
I don't need my own opinions when I've got you guys. You guys are the best in the biz. I don't need my own opinions.
You know what?
Right.
Remember that.
Right.
Remember that. I never want you to state an opinion again on this podcast, Fix. Now, if you want to have a thought, you ask me a D-Spawn what we think.
You ask us. Yeah.
You got it? You get it? Yeah. Okay, good. We're on the same page now.
Okay, I'll play the game next. I'll play the game for next week. I promise. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, honestly, I just haven't. Number one, haven't been. To be fair, I'll say this. I haven't been compelled to play it after hearing you boys talk about it, but that wasn't the only reason. The other reason was I've been watching a lot of. I've been seeing a lot of clips on TikTok of people talking about it, and it sounds like everyone's in the same vein as you guys of like, it's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but it just isn't blowing people away. Which I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And again, I've never been the Doom guy, so it's not like it's a series that I've been sat there like waiting for, where like other people have, and I get that.
Jokes aside, I think you'll have the same experience as me of like, it's more Doom. It's not bad. It's just not compelling as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. The sad thing is, I had this conversation with some friends, and I think they front load that game so hard. Like all of the cool shit happens in the first 2 chapters. That after that, it's just like, what are we building to?
Interesting. Okay. Oh look, I will definitely try it and then
play the first 2 chapters.
It might grab me. It might grab me. It might grab me. I just don't know. But yeah, I haven't played anything this week. I've been sick this week, so I haven't streamed at all this week, which has been not great. I've been wanting to play the Precincts so much. That's like the number one game I've been waiting for. I did see Police Simulator also went on Game Pass along with Fire Truck Simulator, I believe. Firefighter Simulator. So Police Simulator and Firefighter Simulator and the Precinct as well. So they're like 3 games that I want to check out soon. So yeah, could be fun. Could be fun.
If only had a way to
And
play them
then-
in bed, like like a Steam Deck or something.
Yeah, but they're on
He
Game
doesn't have
Pass.
he doesn't have a setup for Game Pass.
Oh yeah,
I don't have that. I don't have
You can
that.
say
No.
I know you're gonna say he can set it up.
Yes,
He
I can
can't
set it up. I'm not
He's
going
gonna
to.
set it up.
I mean, yeah, like
I'm
I don't
going
want to
to.
deal with that. Yeah, they say you want to set
And
it
in
up.
the same breath, and the same exactly, and in the same breath, like I said, I've been sick, so I've not even wanted to play games, to be honest with you. But I'm back next week. Crash next week. A little video game
Oh.
comes out, don't it?
Yeah, Night Rain.
Mhm.
Me,
Yeah.
Despawn's at work.
Despawn's at work.
No, it launches before I
No,
leave.
Despawn will be here. Despawn will be here. Are you getting it, Despawn?
No, but he's yeah, but
Oh,
when are
you
we
want to do it?
playing
Okay, got it.
We're gonna be 10 hours deep by the time he finishes work.
Mushroom.
That's not a.
I don't think that's going to be an
That's
issue
cool.
with this game though. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he can join
I
us
don't think
whenever he's done.
yeah, I don't think there's like a kind of like persistent thing that I need to play catch up on. It's just like,
It's just a bunch of runs. You just keep doing
Just
runs.
I don't know. I didn't play the beta, remember? So I'm just
Yeah.
playing it.
It's
because I know-
it's a roguelike. You do runs. You
it's
Fortnite with
crying,
You go
yeah.
back to the beginning. You do runs. You lose. You go back to the
Yeah.
beginning.
it's Fortnite with bullshit bosses. That's all it is.
I'm sick again, Crash. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm
Look,
gonna be
if
able
you
to
don't
play.
want to do it, you don't have to.
No,
The only reason
Crash,
I asked
I'll
was
make
like,
the time
if
for you.
enough of us are getting it. Yeah.
No. Well, no. What I was gonna say is, okay, then let's all play it together then, because that makes
Yeah.
way more sense then to play that all
It's not
together.
like rushing through the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's like I
Okay.
say, we don't need to be there day one on it if we can't.
Oh no, it'll be day.
That's what
We
I'm
can
saying.
still. I'm gonna get it day one,
That-
but
yeah,
yeah,
if we could
yeah.
do it that first day, whenever we're all available.
whenever we
that
decide
day.
to. Okay,
Yep.
cool. So that's
mhm.
expect to stream next week, boys and girls, and my non-binary folk. So yeah, cool. All right, let's get into this week's dashboard. There's a little bit of news out there. April US market. There's some news that came out. Some of the big ones. This come from Combril over on X, and it says Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster was the best-selling game on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Dominating all of the big platforms, which is obviously huge for Xbox. Forza Horizon 5 was the second best-selling game. Xbox had 4 of the top 5 best-selling games on PlayStation. They were all published by Xbox, which is absolutely madness. Xbox Series X and S hardware grew 8% year over year, which we'll talk more about that in a second, and 18% year over year growth in non-mobile subscriptions, e.g. Xbox Game Pass. It's interesting, boys, as someone who runs an Xbox podcast, all of us, and you hear Xbox obviously doing very, very well from all of the changes they have made. It still doesn't give me that warm feeling inside like it used to, though.
No,
You know, it doesn't. Like, I used to sit there and read this news out and be like, yes, Xbox are doing well. Yes, I'm so happy for them. And now I'm like, I feel like it's lost its heart a little bit. For me. I know it sounds weird. I shouldn't love and care about a company anyway. They're $1 billion company. Who gives a crap? But do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's not the same win as it used to be for me.
I don't agree. I'm happy for them, like for the people behind it, obviously, not the company itself. I couldn't care about the company doing well or not, but the people
We
that are
just
making
heard
these games.
Despawn say he cares about a company 5 seconds ago. We all heard it. Somebody clip it before the part where he
They pay ship it.
clarifies.
Can we
Yep.
ship it?
Yep.
But no, like I'm happy for the people behind the games. Like more success means more stability, all that kind of stuff. It shows that Xbox's strategy is working for them, which I'm again happy for the people that rely on that for job security. In this day and age is a rare thing these days. So yeah, so super happy for them. And yeah, long may it continue.
No, I agree with you on that point. Let me make that very clear. No, you're 100% right in terms
Clip and
of
ship that.
what I mean.
Clip and ship that. Fix that. I'm right. Gonna happen
No,
a lot
no,
around
Out
here.
of context so that he can use it whenever he needs to. Look, my opinion on this thing.
What I mean is, I don't know, like I agree with you on like, I'm happy for the Forza team. I'm happy for the Elder Scrolls, the Bethesda team. Obviously, they're having a game that's successful. That's huge. But do you not think it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same? Like, I mean, maybe I've just been doing this for so long, right? I've been doing this podcast for so long. And I've played second place with Xbox for so many years now, where whenever Xbox done well, I felt like I was championing that. And now, like I say, it just feels like they're just a publisher at this point. So I'm there like, feels weird to celebrate that.
I mean, you celebrate Capcom when they have wins.
No, I celebrate Capcom in their recovery. Okay. And now they're back on top.
Well, no, Xbox is having a recovery and coming back on top.
But there is a difference because Fix wasn't a fan of Xbox, the publisher. He was a fan of Xbox, the console ecosystem, the console.
Yes.
Yeah, so I get it, and I think I'm more on the line of with Fix in that regard, of where they have wins and they have great wins. But it just doesn't hit the same. Yeah, it is huge. It's great. Don't let anything tell you that it's not great. It just doesn't hit the same when you think, because you don't think about Xbox the same when you hear this news.
No,
because like it's not just Xbox in terms of just the console Xbox. It's also on PlayStation and on PC and on, well, they've been on PC for a while, so that one's kind of irrelevant. But
we got our head, but I'm with you. I got my head around like Xbox is a PC as well, and we're okay with that. And and
it's
now
all Windows,
and like even hearing the hardware is up year over year, 8% year over year. It's like that's amazing. That's huge. That's good for Xbox. That's absolutely humongous. But it don't hit the same. But it's also huge for Xbox, like you said, these one. You're 100% right. Where it's like more money means more job security, which means more games, which means more hardware, which means everything else. So. Yeah.
What? So I don't think we'll ever get to that point anymore. I think I'm long beyond it, but I wish we could get to that point where Xbox would get back to the studios doing smaller, interesting things that didn't rely on them being successful. Like I wish I feel like South of Midnight is a prime example where like I don't know what's next for Compulsion. I don't know how internally Xbox see that. Whereas I wish we could get to that point where we had like things like Grounded, where it was like a tiny team doing a weird survival game. I want to see studios doing that. Now, with this success coming in, do you think we'll get back to that?
I don't feel like we got back to it. I feel like those were
One-offs.
Grounded was a one-off of a team that wanted to work on something, and Xbox went, you know what, we have Game Pass, we can make that happen, and we can let that happen. And I feel like that's just where we're at now, right? Like we see the success of Oblivion. South of Midnight, its success is quantified probably by how many people played it via Game Pass more than what it sold. Because now it comes down to they have to keep feeding that machine. That's what that is the be all and end all now, right? Of like, okay, we make product, big, small budget, big budget, doesn't really matter. Feed the machine.
Yeah. It also, in a really weird way, becomes a question of like, is something like South of Midnight worth feeding the machine, or is it more worth it going out to get another game that you're not making and getting that on your system as well? Which is interesting to see where Xbox chooses to go in that regards with companies, and what South of Midnight does next. I think that is a very good question.
Even more so with the success of things like Oblivion and Forza, though, right? Because it's like, okay, well, our big games are now going on PlayStation and selling really, really well. Are we going to see the same thing happen with South of Midnight? No. I don't think you're going to see South of Midnight go over to PlayStation, which it will be on eventually, and it's going to sell well. Like the same. I just don't see it translating over the same way. Like we're going to see Gears on Xbox for the first time. That's going to do really well. We've seen Sea of Thieves do really well. We've seen Grounded do really well. Forza do really well.
Hi-Fi Rush did really well. Yeah, when that went over.
Sure, yeah.
But I will also say, like, I think Sea of Thieves is a prime example. I did not expect that to do well when it went over. Like, I thought, like, it's a live service game at the end of its life. Yeah, but it's a live service game at the end of its life cycle when it went over. Or it felt like it...
No, you're wrong.
But it felt like I didn't think there was new content coming to it, but like to see it come and do so well, I personally was surprised it did as well as it did.
There wasn't new content coming, but it was right after the hype. Like Sea of Thieves had just recently got into its height at that point, but also it's not at the end of its life cycle when it's going onto a new platform. Like it is a live service game, you're not wrong about that, but that just means there's so much content for new people to get into that game that haven't had access to it before.
And
it's not like
they haven't sunset it either. It's not like they've never come out and been
I get that.
They're not making news. So it's not. I think to us, it's at the end of we're not the ones playing this game. Also, by the way, it's like think about it. It's Division. Okay, Division 2 is at the end of its life cycle because it just had a brand new. To me, to me, that game, I didn't realize that game was still getting content. It's just got a whole new DLC come out for it. And I'm like,
true.
This what? How? Like, there must be enough people playing it for them to warrant to still be working on that type of content.
Yeah, I mean, side note, like for all its ills and the comments that have been made about the company, Ubisoft are really good at supporting their games.
Sure,
like,
that's
shout
a whole
out to
different
them.
conversation.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said side note. Yeah.
But yeah, interesting news here. Congratulations to Xbox, doing really well. Good to see Game Pass still growing as well, which is
the 18% is
it's big.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing you want to see keep growing, because once that gets stagnant, that's when you're going to see like the big shifts in the service, either with what they produce or how they charge you or how they try and market it towards you. So
I was just going to say, as somebody who's a subscriber, a long-term subscriber, like, you want to see it growing because they're on the back end. They were like, well, it's the right price point to keep it growing, so let's not mess with it.
Yeah, no, I
so long may that continue.
Yeah, it's only Game Pass Ultimate that comes with streaming, correct?
I believe so. Yes.
Because I know streaming also, I randomly had a thought about how expensive streaming in general is, even if you're looking at just like Twitch. So streaming games, you'd assume, would be also very expensive. At what point, with enough people actually streaming their games through Game Pass, would that warrant either a new tier just for streaming, or would that warrant a price increase as well with enough people using that service?
Interesting.
Speaking of Game Pass, boys, Microsoft announced retro classics in with Game Pass now. They kick things off with over 50 Activision games from the 80s and the 90s. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is it was a big piece of news that kind of blew up a little bit, and then it's gone a little bit quiet. Again, it's one of those ones where, like, if you're really into old games, this is humongous. Especially if you see what like Switch has done with obviously the GameCube coming to Switch 2 and all of that stuff. I don't want to go through the list of games, but there's absolutely loads of them. All you need is a Game Pass subscription to do this. It's not Ultimate, from as what I understand as well. And they're going to keep updating it. There's a couple of things I want to say I like about this. Number one, the UI is clean. I love the UI. Love the UI, and I hope this means we're soon to see the UI change for Game Pass in this exact sort of way. It's a lot cleaner. It looks more user-friendly. The way you search for games, it looks really good. Really like the UI. And then number two, the big upset that I'm seeing from people about this so far is that you cannot download the games. It's strictly streaming, if I'm not mistaken. I might have got that wrong. And people have been saying that they want them to add a download function to be able to preserve, because I think that's the big thing that people are worried about. Like, this is great and this is amazing, but if it's only streaming, eventually it does mean that it could still go away, where if it was downloaded, it wouldn't, from, again, the conversations I'm seeing online. But yeah, it's cool. It's a cool feature that they've added, and it's out of absolutely nowhere. But then you remember what they own now, right? Like, their back catalogs of all these companies that they own, Bethesda, Activision, etc., are humongous.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to Xbox on this as well. But does this interest you guys at all, Despawn?
Not to play, but I like the fact that they're bringing. Again, this goes into that early comment about like doing things that are not for the mass market, but that might like interest the diehards. Like, you know, those little smaller projects, like things like this are really cool. And like you said, they're like leading into like, it's a form of preservation, because like a lot of these games aren't easily accessible anymore without like downloading a ROM or something. Breaking the law in essence. So giving a way to play these games in the modern age is cool. It gives it, like, if you are like, I don't know, maybe you're a soon-to-be dad and you want to show the history of video games to your new kid when they get old enough to understand it. Who would that be about? I don't know. This would be a cool thing. Like maybe I show my new son like the like Pitfall and things like that, and then go from there, and just like it's a cool thing like that. But like just the preservation side of it as well, I think is cool. I do think it'd be nice if it had a download option, so we could actually get the raw files and stuff. But it's a nice little middle ground. Well, yeah.
The big thing is like them saying it's a step in the direction of game. The quote is a step in our commitment to game preservation and backwards compatibility, end quote. That is the quote they put out there. I just hope they do more for people that really want to be able to download these games and things of that nature. So hopefully, Xbox have been very good backwards compatibility and listening to sort of people's gripes with certain things. So I imagine in the long run they will have sorted all this out. But the thing I want to put to you guys real quickly before we do move on is their showcase for their not E3 showcase must be humongous, right? Because the amount of news we've come out, like this classic thing could have been an easy announcement. Gears of War could have been an easy announcement, like on coming the new Gears of War remaster, blah 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 blah, and then they come into all the different platforms. Like they must have a lot at this showcase.
The Gears of War one, yes and no. The reason I'm going to say yes and no is because it's just another remaster of a remaster we already got.
PlayStation do it.
100%. And you know what people do about PlayStation? They bitch about it.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Xbox is not PlayStation as well. We've talked about how Xbox doesn't get the same love PlayStation does.
Yeah. I will also add to that did they want that to be the announcement at an Xbox showcase of like, here's a new game coming from Xbox? It's also going to be on PlayStation. They didn't want to focus on Xbox at the time.
But Matt
they didn't have to announce that. They didn't
it's all about dominating headlines. Matt even said it to us, right? Like it's all about dominating headlines. So I'm just saying these are all little things they could have held and they haven't.
Yeah.
I don't think either of those are really big looks at an Xbox conference. I think they're like something you gloss over and it's like, oh, they showed something, where I feel like Xbox would rather spend a little bit more time on whatever it is that they are trying to show there.
You mean State of Decay 3 with a release date?
State of Decay 3, and then when you think the release date pops up, it says cancelled.
Why are you like this? Why would you do that to Fix?
Just because.
Actually, no.
For that.
Forget that. Why would you do that to me?
I apologize.
Yeah,
hopefully that game, it's about time. It's about time we see more of that game, though. No,
I think it would say it's about time it got cancelled. Jesus.
No. I
can't do this. I can't
don't
do this
hope it
anymore.
get cancelled.
It's about time they just cancel this. It's done.
Yeah, just close down the Xbox ecosystem. Yeah.
Let's move on to some news about Lies of P. The Overture. Overture. Yeah. Will induce a difficulty option to try and increase the number of players who can enjoy the game. Crash, you're a huge Lies of P fan. How do you feel about this information coming out?
Cool. I think if this is something they wanted to do and introduce more fans to the game, I think it makes sense for them to try and do that and see how it works. I think they are, in a sense, biting the bullet on this topic because it's a topic we've seen a lot, and we haven't really seen a game come out without a difficulty feature and then add one after the fact. So seeing how it does and how people perceive it, which I think it'll be perceived well, because I do know that there are like hardcore Soul fans that had issues with some of the bosses being quote unquote too difficult to parry and dodge. And so I'm interested to see if those sort of rumblings go away. I feel like those people will still complain, but you'll just have more people in general enjoying the game because of the difficulty option, which sort of drowns out those complaints as well. On top of this, they also announced the boss rush mode, which I think is the much more cooler news.
Ha! Nerd!
Why you gotta be this way? This is why I say the stuff I do about State of Decay and anything Fix likes. You know, this is why.
Look, Crash, I'm trying to get headlines here and clips. You're out here coming with information.
This is the better. You're correct.
Actually, information. This is why I have to do the show notes from now on, yeah? Because you'll be like, Bosch Rose mode coming soon.
What he said.
Who cares?
Like, where's the SEO in that? Where's the clickbait in that? What am I gonna get out of that?
Where's the rage bait? Come on, man. Come on. I mean, I'm actually happy about this. As someone who turned down a difficulty in Clair Obscur, because I wanted to experience that story, I would like a nice medium mode on Lies of P. That would be awesome for me. Because I wouldn't want to drop it all the way down to easy for it to not, because the game needs to have challenge. That's the whole point of it. So I wouldn't want an easy mode, but a medium instead of a hard mode. I would quite enjoy that, actually. So please.
Does this make you want to go back to it at all, Fix? If with a difficulty option?
Okay. Or who are you? Are you asking me, MC Fixer?
I'm asking you specifically.
The content creator, or are you asking Corey Spearman who wants to sit on the sofa and play games?
Not Corey Spearman, because Corey Spearman
Then
wouldn't
no.
play half the games. What about Corey Spearman? Would Corey Spearman?
No, I
jump back
would.
into
I'd
this?
love to. Yeah, because this
Okay.
is, you got to think, this is, Haley would love to watch this.
I actually very true. She'd love this game.
She
You
would-
should get her. She should play this game regardless, with or without you.
Well, this is, she won't though, because of the type of game that it is. Like, she just
That's
won't
fair.
touch it.
Yeah.
It's like, as soon as she sees a health bar of that size, she's just like,
Yeah.
nope,
I'm out.
not happening.
That's fair.
I'm not interested. But for me, it's like, oh, this is a game we can share together now on the sofa.
Yeah.
She can read the notes, I can play the game, and it's still going to be challenging enough that I'm going to die, but it's not going to be too challenging that I'm going to just turn the game off.
Yeah.
So,
That's fair.
so for me, it's amazing. But Twitter doesn't like this news, by the way. They do not like this news at all.
Twitter can suck it, because
I
at the end of
don't.
it, if you're a diehard fan, right? If you are a purist, just don't change the difficulty. It's that whole thing when Elden Ring started buffing and nerfing certain things. It's just like, well, you didn't complete the boss, the original version of it. It's like, so you're not a real Elden Ring player. It's like, shut up. It's
You're
like,
right, I'm still not beating it, so I'm not.
yeah, you know, well, I mean, you'll never be
You're
an Elden Lord.
specifically not a real Elden Ring player.
Yeah, you're not an Elden Lord, so it's fine. But yeah, it's just like, oh, man,
Top 5
keep on. Yeah. He did say it was a top 5 game for him.
Top 5 game.
Yeah, it is very much a like whatever brings more people to this game. Like, it's a great game. That, you know, if this gives more people the opportunity to play it, cool.
Also, like when we talk about like the artistic aspect of why an Elden Ring or a Souls game doesn't have difficulty, that doesn't apply as much to Lies of P and its narrative, right? There's a narrative line on why it exists in some games, and it doesn't need to exist in this game at all. I don't think it messes with that vision. So if they're like, hey, we want to add it, I don't think there's, at the end of the day, even if Elden Ring came out and they were like, we want to add a difficulty option, it's like, more power to you if that's how you want to, if that's what you want to do at the end of the day.
Agreed. New stuff coming to Game Pass. Game Pass getting a little bit better because they are adding games such as Monster Train 2 is coming to cloud PC on May 21st on Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass PC. Creatures of Ava is coming to standard Game Pass on May 22nd. Stalker 2 is coming May 22nd to standard Game Pass as well. Tales of Kenzera Zao. Kenzera's, thank you. It's coming to Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass via EA Play on May 22nd. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is coming to Game Pass Ultimate, PC, and Standard on May 27th. Very smart move from Ubisoft there to get it into Standard with a new DLC coming out. Year 7 kicked off. When did it kick off? I know it just kicked off maybe a week ago or so. So yeah, very smart of them. 2AT is coming to Game Pass Ultimate and PC on May 28th. Metaphor, which is the big one, is finally joining Game Pass Ultimate, PC, and Standard, by the way. On May 29th. Metaphor, everyone always thought this game was in Game Pass. That's why I say finally, because everyone associated it as a Game Pass game. So now it's finally there. People can actually be like, well, they mean that game in Game Pass? Yeah, it's there now. You can
it's in Game Pass.
They announced it. This is weird.
Exactly. A couple more to add. You've got Spray Paint Simulator. It's coming to Game Pass Ultimate and PC on May 29th. They're getting all the simulator games. All the simulator games are coming to Game Pass. Very smart. Very smart.
I want to look up this Spray Paint Simulator because it sounds interesting.
Think of like the Klingon one, but it's spray paint.
Oh, okay. So it's the reverse power wash simulator.
Pretty much, yeah. What am I missing? Cryptic Custodian is coming Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass PC, and Game Pass Standard June 3rd. And what is that? How do I say that?
Is it Symphonia?
Symphonia, thank you. Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass PC, and Game Pass Standard. Appreciate it. June 3rd. You've got a bunch of stuff leaving and a bunch of stuff coming to Cloud as well. Check on Xbox Wire if you want the rest of that information, boys. Last story this week. Elden Ring, a game that we all enjoy in different ways. And some of us are lords and some of us are not. But it is officially getting a live action movie. And I just wanted to hear your thoughts, Crash, as someone who kind of enjoys films sometimes? Question mark?
Yeah, I enjoy them sometimes. Sometimes I don't enjoy them. That's a good point. I was oh, how do I say this? I was looking forward to this when I heard the news. I was like, you could make something cool out of Elden Ring, and then I found out who the director was, and I was less interested in it.
It will be
Not that he's a
directed.
particularly bad director or anything like
I think
that.
he's a great director.
It will be directed by Ex Machina and the Civil War director Alex Garland. I hope I said that correctly.
Yeah, that was Garland, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I feel. Yeah. It's weird, right? Okay, I watched Until Dawn, and a lot of people don't like Until Dawn. I actually enjoyed Until Dawn, so it's one of those ones. I watched Twisted Metal. It was fine. Like, so there's a lot of adaptations. Yeah, it was fine. Mortal Kombat's obviously Mortal Kombat. Last of Us right now is in a mixed place, I would say, from what I'm seeing online from people. I'm enjoying it for what it is. And I have no issue with who's been cast as actor and actresses and things of that nature. But others do. So, yeah, it's one of those ones where I saw this news and was like, there's a lot of video game adaptations that are coming out at the moment. A lot. And you have to get it right.
True.
Yep.
I'm more hopeful for this.
I don't know.
I'm more hopeful for this mainly because of the studio and the director. Not like if you take out Civil War, I don't think Civil War was generally a good film, but like Ex Machina is a fantastic film. No, you're thinking of a different Civil War, not the Marvel Civil War.
It's not the Marvel Civil War. Yeah, it's not Marvel.
Okay, guys. Okay,
like that
right,
statement would have
right,
held up inside.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But no. So this is the guy who did the actual like the Civil War film, not the Marvel Civil War film. So it's the America seceding from itself kind of thing. But he's also done Ex Machina. He did the 28 series, the 28 Days Later, and all those.
Okay.
So he's he's got the chops to do something interesting. Well, I will say that he's never done like a kind of fantasy story before. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out.
I think, 28 weeks later, he did not direct. He produced that.
Yeah. Okay.
The stuff he directed was Ex Machina, Annihilation, Devs, Men, Civil War, and Warfare.
So I think for me, Annihilation is a good example of doing something interesting, like because that's kind of like a psychological kind of horror meets kind of sci-fi-esque fantasy, but in modern day. And it's like, it's an interest. Like it's one of my favorite book series. So like I think he did a really good job of portraying it. Yeah, books are real. Go on.
You answered my question.
Are books real? What's a book? It's like a game, but you just read it instead of playing it. And you imagine what's happening.
I think for me, it depends on who writes this. If he's the lead writer, I lose a lot of interest.
I get that.
Just off the basis of there's not a lot to work with, and I feel like you have to do a lot of work to make a movie work narratively in this world, depending on what you decide to do. So I think whoever the lead writer is makes sense. And like looking at his writing credits, I don't really think I care for a lot of it personally.
Okay. Any standouts in there?
I'm gonna be honest. The one that I see and that just makes me go like, I don't like him as a writer is DMC, the reboot of Devil May Cry. I see that and I'm like, I'm just not that is just very much a fanboyish take of like, I do not like what he did with that.
And Crash. That's okay. And that's okay. I want you to know that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. It's okay.
I got to fix a seal of approval on that one.
That's okay. You're allowed to feel that way. Okay, that's okay. So yeah, interesting. I don't care. I'll be honest. I'll go see it for the spectacle of video game movie. Is so I can see it and judge it it harshly. But other than that, I don't care.
I think the thing that excites me the most about this is A24's involvement. Like I think as a production company, they do some really they make some really interesting choices about the films that they produce. They've done The Green Knight, they did Everything Everywhere All at Once. So they do like a lot of interesting things. They're also the people who are going to be behind the Death Stranding movie when that comes. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. Walking simulator, love that.
Cool.
But like I'm gonna hold like my thoughts, like on my judgment on it right now. I want to see stuff come from it. Like this might never get greenlit in the end of the day. Like it might, like they might get the first treatment and be like, nah, this isn't what we actually want to produce. But like the fact that they've got the rights and the director is like, we'll see.
Let me just say it like this. You can never trust my opinion when it comes to video game movies because I've been so heavily scarred by Resident Evil. So heavily
we
scarred.
All have.
So, no, but no one's been more scarred than me. Did you go to the cinema to see every single one?
No, because, the scars run deep from day one.
Let's... Quick conversation, right? You guys are saying scarred. Those are hit blockbuster movies you guys are talking about that had direct influence on the games that preceded them. Let's be real here. You guys say scarred. I say improved on a scarred franchise to begin with.
Moving on.
There's sometimes when I'm just like, Crash is being Crash. It's okay. And then there's sometimes where you just want to kick him out of the Discord call instantaneously. Today is one of those. No, it's too much work. Don't do it. Let me say to the end of the podcast at least.
And mess up the cameras. You're right.
And you're not here next week, so I need him next week as well. So or the week
if
after.
He kicks me out this week. I'm taking a vacation.
He won't turn up. We got a busy not E3 coming up. I'm gonna need him for a lot of hours.
That is true.
Once that's all done and we do like all that stuff, that next week we're kicking him that week. Okay.
Yeah. The first bad take after I'm back from LA, you are gone, sir. Gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even. I say half a word, I'm out.
Crash, how you doing today? Good. No, get out of here! No. How dare you?
They finally got started. Took an hour. Yeah.
It's time for guess that game. What you got for us?
I've got a game which you guys are going to guess with yes or no questions. I'm going to give you a minute and a half because, I'm generous like that. And it's the rules. So I'll give you 90 seconds to try and guess what that game is. Yes or no questions only. If you get it, you get a point. If neither of you get it and you agree with all the answers I give, I get a point. And yeah. Ready?
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me bring up the stopwatch. There it is, right in front of me there. Let me bring up the wiki so that there can be no arguments.
What's the scores, real quick?
That'd be a good question.
Look like this. I like how he says that he knows he's number one. Crash is currently sitting on 13 points. I am currently sitting on 12 points. Despawn is currently sitting on 11 points. Matt P Video currently sitting on 2 points. And our guest host, Ryan McCaffrey, who was here 1 week, has got 1 point.
Wow.
It's really crazy that Matt has 2 points. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
You're telling me, mate. You're telling me. 2
appearances, 2 points. Who knew? We're gonna start
if he was
with
batting 1 for 1. That'd be great. I don't think he's
crazy.
He's not. But that he isn't. Yeah. All right. We're gonna start with Crash.
All right.
Clock starting now.
Is it a 360 game?
No.
Xbox One game.
Yes.
A Capcom game.
No.
EA game.
No.
Activision.
Nope.
One of the big publishers, or is it indie? Is it an indie game? A game?
No.
Action adventure game.
Yes.
Is it a Ubisoft game?
No.
Square Enix game.
Nope.
I need the publisher. Is it a superhero game?
No.
Is it a modern game?
Yes.
Is writing a key component?
Writing? No.
Okay.
Like as a gameplay component?
No, just like in the story.
No.
Does it have RPG mechanics?
Yeah. 30 seconds.
God. Female protagonist?
Yes.
Do you play the good guy in the story? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't fucking know.
Yes. Are there batteries in the game?
No. Don't believe so.
Okay.
We'll check it out at the end.
I believe time's up, correct?
Time is now up. You can have one question each. I hope you've been making notes as well as you go, because I've not.
It's Xbox One game, action adventure, modern RPG mechanics, and a male protagonist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was a whole bunch of studios it wasn't.
Yeah.
But we didn't
Um,
figure out which one it was.
Yeah,
You
which
got-
is the problem. We
You
named
got
a
one
lot
question
of big
each.
ones.
One question each.
It's not an indie studio, which does help.
It does help.
Um,
So okay,
Do we want to narrow down
let me ask
studios?
this.
Okay.
Is it a AAA game?
Yeah.
Okay, kind of wasteful, but I kind of need to know.
I'd
for
say it
my
was a AAA
guess.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even ask
Did
if
we
it's
guess-
exclusive. We didn't ask if it's exclusive or not.
Do I
We
ask?
didn't.
Is it an exclusive, or do I ask? Because I was thinking to ask if it's EA, but is it exclusive? Might be a good question as well.
It's up your question, mate. So I can't really pressure you.
Yeah.
I can tell you what the better question would be, but I won't.
That tells me you should ask if it's exclusive. Put it this way: if it's not an exclusive, it's EA.
Oh, that's a good point. Is it an exclusive game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Xbox
Interesting.
One generation, right? Exclusive.
So it's published. Okay. So we went through all those publishers. So it's probably published by Xbox. I don't
Yeah.
know why I'm helping you. Why am I helping you?
Yeah, why are you helping him? That's
We're
such a
having
weird thing to do.
we're having a moment. We're having a
We were.
bouncing off
Just hanging
ideas
out, be
moment.
friends. Yeah, you know, just been cool and having a go.
Do we want Despawn to get the point? Is the question?
No,
first,
that's
know?
a good. That's you
that's
know
the
what?
thing,
That's
you
where.
know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
Um,
Xbox One exclusive game, male protagonist,
Mhm.
not superhero, but a little when it
I
comes to
did-
superhero.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of Xbox One exclusives.
Okay.
Have you got one?
I have one, but it depends on the. I'd need another question to like really narrow down if this.
Well,
is
you don't
what I
get one,
wanna
so
do.
you're gonna have to make a decision.
I
I'm gonna
know.
have to.
I
I'm gonna
don't
push
get
you for
one. I
time.
know I don't
Yeah.
get one.
I've got mine. Okay, I've
um,
got mine, but I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't that many exclusives on the Xbox One. If you really think about it,
Oh,
Crash.
the name of the game slipped out of my head. Why did it slip out of my head?
Do I need to write mine down?
Well, Crash has no game in his head apparently, so yeah, probably.
I have another guess that I can put, but there's one in my head that I don't remember the exact name of, so I'm not gonna.
I wonder if it's the game I bought today at the boot sale. I wonder.
We'll find out. What game did you buy at the boot sale today?
Am I going first?
Let me go first, because I
okay.
want to give I want the game that I wanted to give the answer, but I don't remember the name. And so if you don't want to give it to me, I have a backup answer.
Go on,
It's
Crash.
whatever game started with a C. I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember the exact name.
C?
If that
C?
doesn't fit it,
Are you
I might
thinking
be-
Recore?
no, not Recore.
No, because that's an
I
R.
was thinking something else.
I know, but I just think
I'm
that
just
he
gonna
knew the
say.
game.
I'm just gonna say. Sunset Overdrive is what
Okay.
my guess will be. It's not the guess I wanted.
That's exactly what I put. It's
blurry.
not Sunset. I put Sunset as well.
Okay. Well, you both get points. It is Sunset.
Yeah.
Let's go. Not what I was
thought-
gonna guess, so I'm glad that my guess didn't go. through.
Congratulations. Yeah, nailed it.
I picked that up today at the boot sale for 50p.
There you go. And your quiz question of the day for an extra bonus point is: what is the name of the evil corporation in Sunset Overdrive?
Oh God. Oh.
I have a multiple choice.
I
for
named
you.
the
Because you-
mascot.
Oh,
Am I good?
perfect. Okay, yeah, multiple choice is amazing. Please,
Oh
let's do it.
yes.
So you have Spillco, you have Fizzco, you have Spritzco, you have Funco with a C.
One more time. I'm sorry. One more time.
Spillco, Fizzco, Spritzco, Funco.
Okay.
With a C.
I've got
Good.
my answer.
Okay. Gresh, you got an answer?
Yep. I got an answer.
Let's go with.
Oh, you
Gresh.
want me to give it to you?
Mhm.
The answer is B. Fisco.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was going to go with. Fizzco as well.
Wow, man, I really didn't want you to get double points this week, but there you go. Congratulations, guys.
It was
Let's
between at first when
go.
I heard Spilko, I was like, it's definitely Spilko, and then you said Fisco, and I saw Fix's face light up too. I was like, Fix got it as well.
Got to work on that. Right, Fix. We need to play poker sometime. Just say.
Poker face.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to. When are we doing the MXM poker night? I'm in.
Yeah.
We can,
I'm in. In GTA. I'm
Well,
joking.
they've got that. They've got that roulette game that you can do. Buckshot roulette, I think it is. I don't remember what it's
do
called, but we should do that.
Are you talking
There's-
about the bar game, or are you talking about a different game?
The bar game where
Yeah,
you
we
play
should
as
do.
animals
Yeah.
Lions
Fixed is
Bar
not
or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Lions
yeah,
Bar.
yeah.
I think I've got it.
Yeah.
I think I might have bought it. I can't remember.
We should play that.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Points.
Cool. Let's do a blind ranking
Wait.
this week, boy. Oh, you want to go for the points? Sorry. Chris is on
course.
15. I'm on 14. D-Spawn's on 11. Matt's on 2. There you go.
I was
Thank
doing
you.
so well at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris. Apologies. You're first. You deserve the respect. I didn't bring my boots out games up, but I have a bunch of discs. So I'm going to pick 4 discs here from what I picked up from Boots House. These have come out of game consoles. So when I buy game consoles, they've always got a bloody game left in them. So this is what you're going to get. 5 of these. Are you ready?
Yep.
On ready.
I don't even know what these are. Here we go. Blind ranking. Number 1 is This Is Football 2003.
I don't think I've ever heard of that game. 5, yeah.
One of the best football games on the PS2. You could do a career mode and you started off as a school team.
Okay.
So they literally put down, like, like back in school days, you put your jackets down to make goalposts.
Yeah.
That was how the pitch was for the start of it. Yeah,
Oh,
really
well,
cool.
interesting.
Well, you
Really
mentioned
cool.
that.
Really
6.
cool. Really cool. But
6.
No. Yeah. 5.
5. I respect
okay.
it.
Yeah.
I respect it. Next, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on the PS1.
I don't think I ever played that. I don't remember them being good. I don't remember them, so I don't know. 4, yeah.
Okay, well, interesting. Next game is All Stars Cheerleader on the Nintendo Wii.
No, number 1, yeah. God.
I regret the choices we've made.
Yeah,
Already 3.
To be fair, I regret all choices that led me to this day. Yeah, 3. 3, like just because it's what's left.
Published by THQ. Never forget. Okay. Next up, we have Saints Row 2.
Oh, here we go.
1. Yeah,
Not even a
what's
question.
this one?
Not even a question. Okay, thank you. And last but not least, we have not that one. Oh wait, I cheated. That's not fair.
Go
give us the
back.
actual game.
Lego Star Wars 3.
Well, the 2 in it.
Yeah,
There you
I'm
go.
2. I'm cool with that list. What was the other one? It was some sort of Call of Duty, right?
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would have been happy with how it ended, but Black Ops sort of deserved the number 1 spot, I think.
Yeah.
No, Saints Row. Saints Row 2 is amazing.
Go for Black Ops. I don't. My favorite Saints Row
2.
game. My favorite
mine
Saints Row
too.
game.
No, mine too. 2 then 1. 2, 1, 3.
Yeah.
100%. What?
3. To be fair, this is my list. 2, 1, and then none of the other games exist to me.
Okay,
So
fair
that's
enough.
one. No, they exist to me. 2, 1, 3 makes perfect sense. But yeah, what are you about?
I don't know. Maybe I never gelled with that series in general, so.
That's
Okay.
when did you play 2? Did you play 2 and 1 when they came out, or like retroactively?
I think probably retroactively.
Oh no.
That's why.
1 was a launch title for the Xbox. And
If you played
when-
1 and 2 when those games came out, they gave GTA a run for their money at the time.
Yeah, I remember.
And then 3 tried to be GTA, and it's like that's the start of the downhill, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
3
you guys
was
are trying
good.
too hard.
3 was
Yeah, but
good,
it
but it just wasn't Saints Row at that point. It got to something
Yeah.
different. And then the other ones are just not great. Hell was like, whatever. Okay, boys. Let's do a blind ranking from the community. This one comes from a Wild Army Enters. Here we go. Number 1, No Man's Sky.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So my problem with these blind rankings from the community, especially like I think Yami and Origin specifically, like because generally I don't know about you guys, but when I first come into these, it's like, what's the better game? But then it's like,
Sure.
what fits the title of better? So
Off of No Man's Sky, what would you go off of the title already? It'll be something.
I think like a redemption
best
arc kind of
ongoing
thing.
game
The best.
That's my
Redemptions.
guess. I think 3 is like a safe bet, no matter what. Like it
Yeah.
ends up being.
Okay.
If it is redemption arc, you could argue higher,
Mhm.
but I think 3
Oh, for
is
sure.
like a safe bet because we don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
say
I'll go
3 for
three.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You always say for now. You can't change it. It's just 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I should probably
Set
read the
in
rules for
stone.
this. Yeah. All right. 3. Yeah.
Next, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, I think I've got the title already. Number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
So okay, but what are we saying? The title is Best Redemption or something,
Like, I think a redemption acting. Yeah.
or Broken.
Ooh, broken at launch would be interesting. It could be broken at launch. But No Man's Sky wasn't really broken at launch. It was just bad at launch.
It was just
Well,
yeah. No,
They lied about a whole bunch of stuff.
they
it was-
lied. I guess it weren't broken, right? Technically,
No, it
was,
still did
But
everything.
who knows? Because if it's Yami or Origin Cookie Man, they could label it broken and put whatever games they want in this.
True.
Yeah, I don't think No Man's Sky was technically broken. It was just like the
Yeah,
two people on the
it
same island, the same world, weren't they? Like, oh, we can't see each other when they said we could. And it's like, it, technically that weren't broken. It just wasn't there.
It just wasn't in the game. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next we have. Wait, what did you say with that? We said 1, right? For
One,
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Assassin's Creed Unity. Okay.
Okay.
Broken games.
5. Yeah, that game was.
I
Okay.
didn't.
If you
I
guys are
didn't
both
like
5,
it. I
that's
didn't
fair.
like it.
That's fair.
But
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think. Think.
You had
think.
the parkour, the crowds. I think there's warrant for a 4 in that game.
All I'm saying is
Go
there
on.
a game?
More
Because that game
broken.
didn't really have a redemption arc. It was
No,
just
but I don't think
broke.
that's what this is anymore.
I
I,
mean,
don't think
it
it's redemption arc. It's broke games.
It got fixed eventually, but like it was too
Yeah,
little
but
too late by
it
that
weren't
point.
redemption though.
Yeah, no went back
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
that game was playable. It had like weird hiccups and stuff like that, but it was a playable game.
It wasn't. Not when
It
I
was
got it. It wasn't when I got it.
Yeah.
I've seen so
That
many
was
clips
just-
of people glitching through the game, like through the world, and like just been
Trying to play that
unable to-
co-op with Haley. Oh my
Uh-huh.
god, it was awful. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll go
lean
4.
to 4. Yeah, like because there could be something
It's a
worse out there.
Yeah, I'm not arguing above 4. I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
So wait, what have we got? We've got
Cyberpunk at 1.
1.
yeah.
No Man's Sky at 3.
No Man's Sky
Yeah.
3.
Unity at 4.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, Anthem 2.
I'm
What a
so
game.
confused with what this list is now.
Yeah.
I'm so good. It can't be broken games.
Again,
'Cause
Anthem wasn't
No Man's Sky
broken.
and
There was just
Anthem
nothing in
wasn't
it.
Anthem wasn't broken. Anthem wasn't
Yeah.
broken.
It was just an empty
Yeah.
game.
With fantastic fucking gameplay.
What great- oh,
cool.
mate.
Annoyingly, yeah.
Bro, we put so much time
I
in
could-
Anthem,
okay,
bro.
I still like think about that gameplay sometimes on how good that game played, but that's
It felt so well. Yeah, it felt so good.
How did
but-
that team not make an Iron Man game?
because they
Who
didn't
knows?
make dump too much money into Anthem to warrant them making another game.
Just reskin Anthem into Iron Man and you're done.
That's it. You just pick and place. Yeah.
Copy and paste,
Um,
mate. It's how the game dev works.
Like,
Copy
copy and
and
paste.
paste.
paste,
Yeah.
copy and paste, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't make that claim for anybody watching. I did not make that claim. MC Fixer made that claim.
mean-
I don't even know who that guy is. My name's Corey. I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking
And
about.
I definitely heard the words copy and paste yeah from your mouth. So yeah, clip it and ship it. So then the question is 2 or 5, right? And the
Two.
2. Okay.
But that game wasn't broken. I just want to
No.
be very clear.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what I would assume that's not what the list is.
Okay. And then number 5 is Redfall.
5. I'm so happy with this list. I
Yeah,
wanna be
no, the list
honest.
is
Yeah.
good. The list is good.
Listen, we did good
The
with the
title,
list.
the title don't make sense. No Man's Sky was mismarketed. It wasn't broken.
Mhm.
Cyberpunk was broken. Unity was broken. Anthem wasn't broken. It was just empty. It didn't have a great gameplay loop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Redfall
And then
wasn't.
Redfall was broken. So you got 3 broken games there and 2.
Well,
To
I
feature
remember there being
empty
certain
games.
missions and stuff that would bug out in Anthem, but that's also like most multiplayer.
Well, that's most
games, so it's
multiplayer
kinda
online
hard.
games. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
what are we going for title then?
See, as Yami mislabeled this one, I'm gonna go with games. Top 5 games broken at launch.
Oh man, let me write this down so we can get this. Give you a point if you need it. Okay. Top 5 games broken at launch. Okay. I know it says launch.
Different. I'm going different
Broken at
direction with it. I kind of agree more with your going, but I'm gonna say biggest gaming letdowns.
Biggest gaming letdowns.
Clearly, he's never spared a spot title from 2K.
I don't think anybody's expecting like miracles from that game. You know, people they get what they expect.
I don't know, man. I expected WWE 2K to work online.
The only thing I can think of from all these games is at the launch of them all was what you would say is broken.
Yeah.
I don't think they were necessarily broken, but I'm gonna go along the lines of like broken at lunch.
Broken at lunch, yeah. Broken at lunch, yeah.
All right, here we go. The title of this one is Games That Were Broke at Launch. Okay. Games that were broke at launch. Top 5 games broken at launch. You got 3.
You got 3. Well, two and a half. You said broken at launch, didn't you?
Yeah, but broken. Oh,
you didn't say. You didn't even say games. You just said broken at launch. I would give it to Despawn.
I'm going to give Despawn the point. Despawn, congratulations. You have got yourself a bonus point this week, my friend.
Woo!
Well done. You're back in the game.
Suck it, Matt.
So, I don't think he needs to suck it. He's dead.
Damn snakes.
Let's jump into Fix the Sack before we get out of here. Remember, you can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com or do what most of these lovely people have done, which is join our Discord and ask some questions, or you can hit us up in the comments below of this video. First question comes from Origin Cookie Man and says, in a world where cross-platform, cross-media franchises are the biggest and most widely recognized, e.g., Fallout on mobile, games, Amazon series, Mario on mobile, games and films, isn't it only a question of when and not if Sony brings things to all places? They already do.
I think he's alluding to the fact that isn't it about time they bring some things to Xbox? But
they already do. That's not what the question is.
Yeah, I know.
The question is cross media. They already bring it to PC. They already do film. They already do TV.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're looking at cross-platform, the new Aloy game is cross-platform.
I was just about technically they bring it on Switch as well when it makes sense. So
yeah, and you got to think like from what we've heard of the Switch 2's capabilities, you got to imagine something will turn up there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also
MLB will be there.
Yep. Speaking of MLB, that is on Xbox as well.
Yeah.
That wasn't a place. Xbox confirmed, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
If that game comes out.
If that ever, who knows?
I think they already are. Is the main question. If the question is in a wider world where cross-platform franchise is the biggest in the world, does Sony need to bring it to Xbox? No. They do not need Xbox. But
they need
Xbox
PC.
Needs Sony more than Sony needs Xbox. Now Sony needs PlayStation, but Sony doesn't need Xbox. They need PC. That's not even you're right. That's not even a question. In the world we live in now,
you see them put games sooner on PC sooner rather than later. Like the timeline shortens, I'd imagine.
I think as soon as you see Xbox tighten their leash on games coming to Sony quicker, you'll see Sony porting games to PC quicker. That's where my head goes to anyway. Because again, people want a quicker return on investment now.
They're going to be in that fiscal year.
Exactly. They don't want to wait, so they're going to want this out quicker. But they technically already do the cross-media platform stuff. It's just in a different way than what Xbox do. Now,
Xbox have just got that. I was just going to say, Xbox have just gone that. Xbox have just gone that one step further than Sony have. Like, so they do the day and date on PC. They're now bringing older titles to PlayStation, along with some specific like day and date titles. So yeah, like I don't think Sony will do that themselves anytime soon. I think they're too much entrenched in the brand recognition side of it, of like a PlayStation is the place to play PlayStation games. That may change, like while Xbox continue to see success and those profit margins become smaller and smaller, which we'll get into in the second question in a bit as well. But right now, no, I don't see Sony making that change. I don't really need to right now.
They're making so much money. Why change?
Mm-hmm.
Simple. Next question comes from Top Lift and says, how does Origin Cookie Man survive in a world without brackets and closed captions? I don't know.
I don't know.
For any new listeners, this is for anyone who's been a part of Blind Ranking, and you will see Origin Cookie Man's titles for the lists. They're less of a title, more of a paragraphed essay with brackets.
We love you, Origin Cookie Man.
We do.
Love you.
We do.
Next question. Steezy Sam says, do you think the
recession?
Thank you. Recession and honestly, the other line underneath me threw me straight off. I was more thinking, why is there a yellow line? Why, usually I'm used to red, but why yellow? Anyway, why is the recession of the gaming industry began when they decided that diskless cartridges no longer contained the game? Do you think the recession of the gaming industry began when? No. What? No.
No. The recession of the gaming industry began when there was a recession.
The recession of the games industry came when COVID hit. Everyone saw record profits, and then every investor thought that was going to happen forever, and assumed that games just were an unlimited money-making machine. And then they were very quickly reminded that they weren't.
No.
They did the thing that movies do, where they'll pump a lot of money into movies, and then movies come out and they're not as big of a success. The thing is, movies are a lot cheaper, so having failures in movies it's millions that you're losing. It's just not as big a margin as when you have a game that doesn't hit the mark that it needs to hit as well. It is just too much money came into gaming, essentially.
Yeah, I think so. The cynic in me would say that it started around the major eras of console wars in the modern day, of like everyone expecting the best graphics for the same price forever. And then, like you say, the COVID hit, and we saw those record profits kick in, and they betted on that with everything. And now we're seeing the after effect of that, when everyone's gone back to work and we don't have as much free time and as much free money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you could sit on this conversation, like nitpick a lot of stuff. You can talk about how games becoming open world and having 100-hour games possibly led to it, because more games, just more cost of production, because the games need to be bigger instead of having those 10 to 15-hour experiences. Like, there's so many different directions you can take this conversation, but I think it'll all boil down to, at its core, something to do with the COVID era.
Agreed.
Yeah,
100% agree.
But again, the question, like, as I'm reading this question, I'm wondering if Steezy Sam's not talking about the recession as a monetary thing, more of like the state of the industry.
I think they're 1 and 1. I don't think either way. I don't think the disc and cartridge situation has anything to do with the state of the gaming industry either.
Well, no, it definitely doesn't, because if anything, getting rid of discs and cartridges has made these companies more money, because you're no longer trading in. Or pre-owned now is so limited in comparison to what it was on any generation before, from the 360 to PS3 behind, right? Like pre-owned was the way to. Most of us lived in a pre-owned world, right? Like that doesn't exist anymore. It does exist, but it's just not as big as it used to be.
But I'm not fixed going to the car boots every week to pick up new games, and like I'm not going to CEX to find a new game. I'll just download it. Yeah.
But even me, like, I'm not going there to do that either. I'm going there to buy games to then get rid of them instantly. Unless it's something that I really care about. Like, once upon a time, you would go to a secondhand store, or the bargain bin, or a boot sale, and pick up games. Now if I want a game, I'm buying it digitally. Like there's
one thing that you can say is, bar being on Steam, because I think Steam regularly does sales, you don't get as many sales for games.
You're wrong. I disagree with you there.
Yeah.
I disagree with you. You don't look at it as often. But they are there. Every dashboard ad is like a Capcom have got their sale. Ubisoft have their sale. These publishers have their own sales now. It's not the same way Steam does it, where like Steam.
It's not like a Next Fest.
Exactly. But no, their sales all the damn time. There really is.
Like you can go to Xbox now, and there will be some kind of sale going on right now.
You guys are right.
Absolutely.
I think I just don't go on the Xbox enough to like and look at the store for the purpose of like what's in the store this week. When I go in, it's more so I know what I'm gonna do, what I'm doing on my Xbox. I'm not like
you're not looking at the store, are you? You're not there to go, what came out this week? Let me check out new game. You know that Elden Ring is coming out on the 10th or whatever it is, and you're going there to buy it. Then bam, bam, done. Like
it's weird. So I was just thinking like because I don't go on the Xbox anymore. Like I am very much a PC gamer now. It's like there's not really a sale point in the Xbox app.
No, the app sucks.
Yeah, the app sucks. I'm hoping this insider preview that's going around at the moment is going to fix a lot of the things. But yeah, like I apart from Steam, there's not really a sales store anymore.
There is. The problem is that there is. Like, look, I've just clicked on it right now, right? Like, and it's like game deals. Sea of Thieves is 50% off. Gears of War is 75% off. But it's like, why are you showing me Age of Empires for £9? I don't care about any of these games. The way it does it is just like, it's useless. I hate to say it, but like the way the store works is just terrible.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, I will be honest as well. Looking at the Gamepass app, like I've got it up at the moment on my screen, and it's like store is like a separate option that I don't click on, and there's like there's no like there's a wish list. There is an Xbox Game Studio sale right there on the side, like hidden off to the edge. But it's not.
I will say what you don't really get is games going down in prices as often.
I agree.
And stuff like that, which I think you guys are absolutely right about. You just won't have games that'll go down, because before you would have games go down to like $20 or whatever. They'll be put in a sale at $20, but that's also not permanent. They're like that FOMO situation of like, get it now while it's on sale.
Exactly. It's
Nintendo being ahead of the curve.
Exactly. So we did have a follow-up question here as well, which was like, follow-up question, do you think ads will be coming to AAA games to supplement the lack of physical sales? No, ads will come to games for the fact they can extract more money out of a game. It has nothing to do with physical sales, and we already see ads in games, and we've seen it trialed so many times. FIFA has ads. UFC had ads. Like I play a lot of sports games, right? Like the NBA 2K has stores of Nike clothing and Adidas clothing. Those are all ads.
If you go back however long, when you'd play NBA and they'd have the Gatorade highlight or whatever, that is an ad. Do not get it twisted.
Yep.
You might see that when you watch NBA. That is an ad in that game.
Yeah. Because back in the day, it would have been a made up thing. It would have been a Jeff's Cola brings you the highlight of the week. And now it's like, hey, Gatorade, do you want to partner on this? And blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, cool, bam. Now you go to hydrate your character. You have to go and do the Gatorade stuff to give you a booster. And there's ads throughout AAA games constantly. Now, I do think they will become more prevalent if games do not start making more money. If this $80 push for price doesn't land, and it's already in a weird spot right now where it's landing but it's not landing, we're going to see something change in the game space, 100%.
I don't think... Gamers are very fickle. I do not think ads in games will be successful. I think a lot of people who play games would rather turn off a game than play a game with ads, because we kind of see it in the streaming place. People hate it on Twitch. People hate it on whatever. They don't want to put it, especially when you already buy something, than to be bombarded with ads on top of that.
You've changed the wording.
Go ahead. What did I change?
I don't. You said bombarded with ads. I agree with you.
I think
I'm playing UFC, right? And or NBA. That's a better example, right? And the Gatorade highlight is Gatorade. It doesn't bother me because I know it's an ad, but it's not that intrusive. It's when they become intrusive is the issue. I think.
Correct. It's really easy for it not to be intrusive in a sports game where you have the normal breaks, but when you play, if you're playing like a PUBG and you're running around, billboard, nobody's going to notice. They'll never make the billboard the ad because nobody will notice it, right? That is not what you're going to pay that ad revenue. It's going to be, you die, they're going to put the Pepsi logo over your screen for a second. Here's your kill cam, and that's what people aren't going to like.
I kind of want the Pepsi color kill cam, I'm not going to lie.
It would be hysterical the first few times, and after the 5th time, it's like, I'm done with this Pepsi Cola kill cam.
Well, that's fine, because you just pay the £5 DLC to get rid of all ads. The flip side of that is what you were saying about the billboards. Like, how many clips would you see of people just shooting a billboard ad for Pepsi?
So would you want that as your ad as well? There's there's a lot of... Yeah. I don't think you'll see it too much. You'll definitely have somebody try it, and depending on how that goes will depend how the rest of the industry treats it, which is pretty much how pricing and everything else goes.
Well, I look forward to all the ads in Borderlands 4.
Get your Pepsi. I don't know why we're like labeling Pepsi the video game ad.
I love Pepsi.
Hey, yo, Pepsi, holler at us, yeah? We'll take it. I'm just letting you know. As a podcast that hasn't taken ads in 10 years, I'll take an ad. Just honestly, so you're aware.
For Pepsi, Let me just 1 second. I've got to do this, right?
This bit's already taken so long. God, come on, D-Spawn. You've got to be quicker with it. Jesus. It's getting old. Here we go. We didn't even hear it.
That was horrible.
What a letdown.
That was such a big letdown.
This is so delicious.
A crisp crack. I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, sorry. I've got noise cancelling on my mic. My bad.
You're fine.
Moving on. Trentura says, an article came out recently stating that Nintendo had Mario Kart World running on a regular Switch at less than 60 FPS. That internally it was developed for Switch 1. We know that Nintendo has slated that it is a Switch 2 game. However, when Sony announced the PS5, they said games would be next-gen only. But when it launched, almost all of the new PS5 games were playable on the PS4. Could Nintendo be pulling the same strategy as the Switch 2? Are we changing the name of this podcast?
Apparently, yeah.
I love this question. I have no issue with this question. I'm all for this question in every way, shape, or form. But do we change the name of this podcast to the MXAM podcast at this point? Yes, we're getting Switch and PlayStation questions.
I'm a thumbs up on it.
So I'm just putting that out there for people. We will answer the question, but it's very interesting to me. Maybe it'll be a New Year thing. We'll see. We're already halfway through. We'll see. No, you're not going to see Mario Kart World on the Switch 2. It's never going to happen.
Oh, Switch 1.
Oh, Switch 1. Yeah.
Switch 1. Sorry, Switch 1.
Yeah,
no, it's not. It's
Sony did have games that were exclusive to the PS5.
Yeah, that's what
and I think
happened.
Stuff might have come to the PS4 later on, but that takes more time to develop. Being below 60 frames per second for Mario Kart at this day and age, I feel like is something that Nintendo probably wouldn't want to do.
Yeah, I feel like it might have been an idea initially when they were developing Mario Kart World, like, can we make it work as a cross-platform game? And they'd be like, we can make it work, but it's not great. So they've decided, no, let's not. So the fact that they're saying it is a Switch 2 title means it is a Switch 2 title. Like,
not only that, I think Nintendo are the only company that still need exclusive games to sell their console.
Yeah.
So I bought a Switch 2 day one, right? Like I bought mine for Mario Kart World. There's a very easy way to upset me, which is by putting this game on Switch 1. Like, and I just don't think they need to do that. Like, Nintendo need great exclusives to sell the Switch too. Like, they're not. I will not play a single third-party game on my Switch, and I'm not the only person who's doing that with their Switches. So no, I don't think this comes to Switch 1 ever. I think the Switch 1 will be killed off very quickly after the Switch 2 comes out. Even with the install base being humongous, I just didn't see the last time they did this weird, crossover was the Wii to the Wii U, right? Yeah. And look how badly that failed. Like, I think they just want a clean cut slate of like, okay, now this is our new thing. Focus on that.
I think you'll get the games like they've been in development for a while. It'll be like, this game's been in development for Switch 1 for a while. You get the third-party games that have already been working on Switch 1.
Sure.
You'll have that crossover, but you'll never get this, like, I don't think you're going to get this, like, this game is available on Switch 1 and Switch 2. You'll have games that are released on a Switch 1 and be like, well, you can play it on Switch 2 because it's backwards compatible. But it'll never be a Switch 2 specific game that has a Switch 1 version, is what I think is the question here.
Agreed. Last question comes from a Wild Jar Empers and said, Xbox Showcase is June 8th. What are your predictions the crew has for the show? Do we have a few shadow drops into Game Pass, or maybe we have a sneak peek at Fallout Season 2? You will get no predictions from us this week, Yami, because next week will be our prediction episode. Not only that, myself and Kresh, when he can be around, we'll be doing a lot of watch-alongs for everything that's going on. So be expecting all of that good stuff during not E3 week. Unfortunately, Matt and Despawn both have to work, so they won't be with us too much. I think maybe we get Despawn on a couple bits and bobs, but very, very little, if so. But yeah, expect a prediction episode next week. If you want to, make sure you write in and give us your predictions for the June 8th showcase. Let it be the questions for next week. That is going to be the only thing we talk about is predictions. Hopefully Matt is not dead that week, so we can have a full cast of predictions. Appreciate the questions, everyone. Let's plug, and get ourselves out of here. Crush, what you got to plug this week?
Podcast reviews. You know what? We don't have any in America. Actually, we have like 10 podcast reviews in America. It's all the podcast is amazing. That Crush guy is fantastic. The Fix guy sucks. And Despawn guy is okay. Yep, that's what all 10 reviews say. No, we don't have any reviews over here, unfortunately. Leave a review for the podcast. It helps the algorithm recommend the podcast to other people and charting and whatever. I don't know how this mumbo jumbo works.
It's all dumb. Fake. It's the dumbest system ever. Like it really is. But like the way it works is like the more reviews and 5-star ratings you get, the higher your podcast shows on the video game section of podcasts. So back in the day, many years ago, My Xbox and Me was the second biggest Apple podcast video game podcast because I got everyone to review it. Yeah. So it got to number 2. So all you need is an influx of like 5-10 people, and it does big numbers, and it helps a lot. So that's how it works. But yeah, keep doing it, please. Please. Despawn, what you got to plug?
I'm going to plug the YouTube. Come show some love over there. Get in the comments. I want to, chat to you all in there.
I would like a more. Do you know what? I'll back that. I'd like more conversational, questiony things around the podcast to happen more. In the YouTube comments. YouTube has definitely grown quite a bit lately, so we know there's a lot of people that are listening, watching, etc. Yeah, if you're there and you're leaving the comment anyway, as much as I love an emote here or a silly conversation, it may be something about the podcast would be absolutely huge. So yeah,
I'll put it to anyone who does want to leave comments. Let us know if you do want us to rebrand to cover more stuff than just Xbox. We've been joking and talking about it. Yeah, on the podcast. Yeah. Like we've been talking about it a little bit. Like it's something we've been thinking about. But like, what do you guys want? Like, do you want us to cover more things, or are you just wanting us to be the place for Xbox news? Do you want us to do something separate? Let us know.
I think separate could be cool, but I also know how much more work that is. So we'll see. All right. Until next time, I've been MC Fixer. He's been Crash. He's been Despawn. Until then, love you. Leave it. See you later. Good boys.